It was the most powerful object in ancient history, a golden chest that could level armies, strike men dead instantly, and cause plagues to wipe out entire cities. The Ark of the Covenant, God's throne on earth, the meeting place between heaven and mankind. Inside it, the 10 Commandments written by God's own finger, Aaron's staff that budded with almonds, and a jar of manna from the wilderness. But here's the thing, if you touched it, you died, immediately, no exceptions. And then, around 587 BC, it vanished without a trace. The most sacred object in Judaism, gone. No record of its destruction, no account of it being captured, just gone. This is Bible Cold Case. Today, we're investigating the Ark that killed on contact and disappeared into history.
The Ark was built on Mount Sinai according to exact specifications God gave Moses. Exodus 25 describes it in detail. Acacia wood overlaid with pure gold, inside and out. 2 golden cherubim on top with wings spread, facing each other. And between those wings, that's where God's presence would dwell. It wasn't just symbolic. The Ark had power. When Israel carried it into battle, armies fled in terror. When the Philistines captured it, their god Dagon statue fell on its face and shattered. Plagues of tumors broke out in every city they took it to. They sent it back in 7 months, terrified. But the deadliest moment? A man named Uzzah. 2 Samuel 6. King David is bringing the Ark to Jerusalem. They're transporting it on a cart pulled by oxen. The procession is joyful, music, dancing, celebration. Then the oxen stumble. The Ark starts to tip. Uzzah reaches out to steady it. His hand touches the gold, and he drops dead on the spot. The text says, God's anger burned against Uzzah, and he struck him down because of his irreverent act. Uzzah wasn't trying to steal it. He wasn't mocking it. He was trying to protect it from falling. But the rule was absolute. No one touches the Ark except the consecrated Levite priests using the carrying poles, not even to save it. David was furious, then terrified. He refused to take the Ark any further. It sat in someone's house for 3 months before David finally worked up the courage to move it again, this time doing it the right way, with priests carrying it on poles. But why was it so deadly? What was in the Ark that made it untouchable?
According to Hebrews 9:4, the Ark contained 3 items. 1. The stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, written by God's finger on Mount Sinai, the literal law of God in physical form. 2. Aaron's staff, the rod that budded with almonds overnight to prove Aaron's priesthood was God's choice, a dead stick that came back to life. 3. A jar of manna, the bread from heaven that fed Israel for 40 years in the wilderness. But here's where it gets strange. 1 Kings 8:9 says that when Solomon brought the Ark into the temple, there was nothing in the Ark except the 2 stone tablets. So what happened to Aaron's staff and the manna? Were they removed? Lost? Did they disintegrate? Nobody knows. And the Ark itself, it had rules, strict, deadly rules. Only the high priest could enter the Holy of Holies where it was kept, and only once a year on the Day of Atonement. He had to follow a precise ritual, burn incense to create a cloud covering the Ark, sprinkle blood on the mercy seat 7 times, wear specific garments, and have bells on his robe so people outside could hear he was still alive. Some traditions say they tied a rope around the high priest's ankle. If he died in there from doing something wrong, they could drag his body out without anyone else having to enter and die too. That's how dangerous this object was. God's presence literally dwelling on earth, and humans couldn't handle the exposure. So where is it now? The last confirmed sighting of the Ark is during King Josiah's reign, around 622 BC. 2 Chronicles 35:3 mentions it being in the temple. Then, in 587 BC, Babylon destroys Jerusalem. The temple is burned, treasures are looted and catalogued in Babylonian records, mysteries. The theories? Theory 1, hidden by priests. 2 Maccabees claims the prophet Jeremiah hid the Ark in a cave on Mount Nebo before the Babylonian invasion. He sealed the cave, and it's been lost ever since. But Maccabees isn't considered canonical by most, and no cave has ever been found. Theory 2, taken to Ethiopia.
Ethiopian Orthodox tradition claims the Ark is in the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion in Axum, Ethiopia. They say Menelik I, son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, took it there 3,000 years ago. One guardian monk is assigned to protect it for life. No one else is allowed to see it, ever. Even the Ethiopian government can't verify it. Is it real? We'll never know. Theory 3. Destroyed by Babylon. The simplest explanation. Nebuchadnezzar's army melted it down for gold. It was never mentioned because it was destroyed before cataloging. But why would the Bible not record the destruction of the most sacred object in Israel? That seems like something you document. Theory 4. Hidden under the Temple Mount. Some believe it's in secret chambers beneath where the temple once stood, now the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, one of the most contested religious sites on earth. Excavation is forbidden. If it's there, we can't look. Theory 5. Taken to heaven. Revelation 11:19 says, "Then God's temple in heaven was opened, and within his temple was seen the Ark of his covenant." Some believe God took it back before Jerusalem fell. It never disappeared. It went home.
So what do we know for certain? The Ark was real. Multiple biblical and historical sources confirm it existed. It was deadly. Multiple people died from mishandling it. And sometime between 622 BC and 587 BC, it vanished. Was it destroyed? Hidden? Taken? Ascended? We don't know. But here's what makes this different from other archaeological mysteries. The Ark wasn't just a religious artifact. According to the Bible, it was the literal dwelling place of God's presence on earth, the physical meeting point between the divine and human. If it still exists somewhere, it's not just a historical treasure. It's still dangerous, still holy, still untouchable. Maybe that's why it disappeared. Maybe it was too much power for humanity to steward. Maybe God removed it when the covenant changed, when Jesus became the new mercy seat, the new meeting place between God and man. Or maybe it's sitting in a cave somewhere, waiting, guarded, still deadly to anyone who finds it. This is Biblical Cold Case. The Ark of the Covenant. Killed on contact. Disappeared without a trace. The search continues. The mystery remains.